Hardcore playground. We all know that Russia isn't exactly known for its warm and fuzzy child-rearing skills. So is it any surprise that this playground looks more like a torture chamber than somewhere to have fun? Located in Tver, a couple guys decided to try a few of the rides for themselves, featuring large metal structures that are about as safe as jumping out of a plane without a parachute. Even a grown adult couldn't navigate it without getting hurt. What's more, its setting looks like something straight out of a horror movie, with overgrown grass and rust galore. So if you're easily scared, it may be an idea to avoid this corner of the country at all costs. If you ever plan on visiting Russia, that is. It's probably safer to have tea with Vladimir Putin than it is to take some time out in this place. Number 9. Grand Canyon Swing. The Grand Canyon Swing at Glenwood Caverns, Colorado attracts thrill seekers from all around the United States. This ride takes you an incredible 1,300 foot above the Colorado River. So definitely isn't something you want to attempt if you have a fear of heights. In 2014, YouTuber David Ellis posted the views from the ride, showing you the incredible view and scenic countryside, and giant metal swing that takes you back and forth at a terrifying pace. It's very tall, but doesn't exactly look sturdy, given this is the only thing stopping you from catapulting into the river below and breaking every bone in your body as you do so. If that wasn't enough, the sound of the ride pumping away is enough to turn anyone's stomach. Is this something you do for fun? Then you're much braver than me. Whatever happened to a good old-fashioned game of chase? Number 8. Extreme Water Slide. When you haven't got any adrenaline-pumping attractions nearby, you just have to make your own. What else are you gonna do for fun? This home-built water slide is around 400 meters long and built from wood and tarps, with a pretty extreme drop and a rise that sees the brave riders get thrown into the air and launch face first at a muddy bank. The idea is they hit the mattress that will break their fall, but some of them just miss and catapult themselves into the dirt hill. Ouch! That's gotta hurt. Located somewhere in Europe, the exact location is not known, although many speculate it's in the Czech Republic. With no builders coming forward to take the recognition for their work, the world at large only has the video, which was uploaded to Facebook in 2016, to go on. It's pretty fascinating viewing, if you like watching people do stupid things. The footage clocked in 92,000 shares on social media, as well as over 8,000 comments. We'd rather just sit this one out. Number 7. Alpine Coaster. Mount Hood Ski Ball in Oregon has a host of activities on offer if you just love playing in that powdery white stuff. And as a matter of fact, if it's not snowing, then they've still got just a thing to keep you amused. There's a slide that you can go down while sat on a cart that gains some pretty serious momentum. In 2014, YouTuber Seth Hill uploaded some footage of himself and his friends riding the coaster, picking up some insane speed. As the track twists and turns and rises and falls, it's all riders can do to keep on it. Not surprisingly, Hill captured his friend wiping out around a corner and taking a pretty nasty fall off the slide. Although he's fine, within a minute you see a series of kids come whizzing past. I don't know about you, but I don't think this is exactly kid-friendly. With little to nothing in the way of safety, surely this is a lawsuit waiting to happen. Number 6. 1900s Playground. Way before health and safety was a major concern, children were pretty much left to their own devices. If this playground picture dating back to the 1900s is anything to go by, it's hardly surprising the mortality rates were a lot higher back in those days. Take it back 100 years and the apparatus was as tall as a building, with little to hold on to if things went awry. With long metal bars that daring kids would climb on top of, some believe that today's children are a lot softer now, and that we coddle them too much. In 1911, the Bronx Park was home to some ladders and ropes that even an adult would be scared to climb. In those days, children were encouraged to be physically daring, with many adults believing that the school of hard knocks could get children to toughen up. Can you imagine anything like this being built in these days? It just wouldn't be allowed. And thank goodness for that. Number 5. Slingshot. In 2015, a woman learned the true meaning of work hard, play hard when she was involved in a dangerous accident while riding a slingshot-style ride at Luna Park in Cap d'Agde, France. You've all seen this kind of attraction, where you and a friend are strapped into an orb-like contraption attached to tension ropes. When you're let go, you're sprung up into the air into what's supposed to be a safe thrill ride. Given that these are among some of the most popular attractions in fairgrounds, you'd think they'd be checked. In a freak accident, however, one of the ropes snapped while the ball was coming back down, carrying the passengers at a high speed. It sprung back up and hit a supporting beam, in a terrifying moment caught on camera by a bystander. The person who shot the footage said the pair were trapped inside the ride for around an hour before they were rescued. Thankfully, the young woman only suffered a broken leg. Let's face it, it could have been a lot worse. Number 4. Grader Slide. How about some graded children to go along with your pasta today? Okay, so it may not be a real-life playground, but the imagery is so good that we just had to include it. A photo studio came up with the idea for a campaign to raise awareness for kids suffering from a rare and nasty skin disorder. The idea was that the slides would make people realize what it's like for children dealing with the disease, when they just wanted to play like everyone else, but even the simplest things can cause them pain, like going down a slide. Being graded is a pretty unpleasant thought, and one we wouldn't want to wish on anyone. Friction burn is bad enough without being sliced. Number 3. Cannonball Loop. From opening its doors in 1978, the Action Park of Vernon Township in New Jersey was the perfect place for families to come and blow up some steam. It was a popular hangout for teenagers who reveled in the white-knuckle attractions. While the rides were used frequently, they weren't maintained particularly well, and according to reminiscing visitors, staff weren't safety conscious. Countless injuries were had, and even 6 fatalities before the park was shut down for good in 1996. The most notorious of all the rides was the Cannonball Loop, a gravity-defying water slide. Going down a long chute, the rider was expected to have gained enough momentum to get through the complete 360 loop. However, if you were too big, you ran the risk of getting stuck, and if you were too small, you wouldn't gain enough speed to see you through. Numerous people, including staff, were injured during the one and only summer this monstrosity was open before it was promptly shut down by New Jersey Health and Safety. If it had stayed open, there was no doubt it would have added to the park's death toll. Number 2. Sky Swing. At the annual fair Four de Trône held in Paris, people of all ages gather to enjoy the festivities. From little kids to grandparents, it's enjoyed by people from all over. With no incidents, it was deemed a safe place to go and have some candy floss and well-deserved fun. So, when a girl almost lost her life on the swinging ride, it left people wide-eyed and slack-jawed. Similar to a slingshot ride, the people were strapped into safety harnesses before being let go. Only, almost immediately after takeoff, the girl's safety harness snapped off, and she fell out, dangling in midair, being held in only by her feet. As she was swung back and forth, her head just inches away from the concrete floor, there was nothing anyone could do but just try and reach out for her and make the ride come to a halt. If this video proves anything, it shows that no matter how many times they might check a harness, it's not certain that your safety will be guaranteed. Lucky for the girl, she survived with no injuries, but most likely will never ride a fairground attraction again. And we can't argue with that. Number 1. School Playground. We've seen it all in this list, from the most extreme theme parks who don't care about looking after their visitors to just freak accidents. But did you ever think about how dangerous school playgrounds are? A few years ago, accidents became so commonplace that schools across Britain had no other option than to just take away swings and slides altogether. Parents were making so many claims against schools that it was costing them a fortune to keep up. Officials claimed so-called compensation culture and no-win, no-fee companies for the rise in lawsuits, with organizations often prompting parents to sue and pressuring them into filing cases. In Essex alone, school bosses paid around $227,000 in compensation and legal costs in a 5-year period. One pupil and their family received 24,650 pounds for simply falling off a climbing frame. Whatever happened to just sticking a band-aid on it? Times have certainly changed since my day. Have you ever had an accident at an unsavory park?